Thank you. And good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. We have a brief introduction into this. So the theater floor manager is responsible for supervision and coordination of operating suites, maintaining a cohesive work and communication network with perioperative staff and the wider clinical team. We have some few objectives to look through. To manage the clinical aspect of the operating theater under supervision of the nurse unit manager, and accept responsibility for the development and maintenance of care standards by providing leadership and role model. These are some few outlines of presentation. I was happy this morning that we all realized that we, the medical personnel, do not work in isolation. And going through my research, we are accountable as nurses to our Director of Nursing and Midwifery, likewise functional relationships to other medical personnel. We have the Medical Service Directorate, health consumers, patients, and their significant others, nursing professionals, allied health and medical professionals, the internal and external suppliers. The cardiothoracic theater nurses have nurses of the different ranks. We work in collaboration with the central supply department, of which we have in our own department. The porters, cleaners, and orderlies likewise are part of our supervisory responsibility. Now we're going to look at the clinical and technical skills or responsibilities. The nurse acts as the coordinator and advisor and role model whilst demonstrating advanced perioperative care and management skills. Manage workload and resource management by ensuring a planned approach for surgical lists and implementing changes where necessary. Here, sometimes I have a little problem with my surgeons who once in a while come in with changes here and there with lists. But this proves to us that we need to communicate effectively for us to plan well for the patient's care. Again, you have to be active and visible within the team, working alongside nursing colleagues in a positive manner. This picture illustrates the nurse in charge as a scrub nurse, whilst in other areas, some nurse in charges are always being seen in the offices. But thanks to Prof, we salute you. He put that attitude to work and discipline in us. So the nurses in cardio do not just hang around or sit in offices. They get involved during operations. Responsibilities. Assist the nurse unit manager in managing the safety of the environment for all patients and members of the perioperative team in compliance with the Occupational Health and Safety Act. Sometimes you see all sorts of gadgets in ways to theater areas. Definitely, the nurses in cardiothoracic theater will talk because there are hazards to both the personnel and our patients. So we need to put in the occupational health measures in full place, especially in the sub-region. You go to some countries and you see all sorts of electrical gadgets in the walkways. Water here and there, which is not quite good. These are all hazards and can create problems for the unit. We manage and maintenance of appropriate supply of equipment, instrumentation and consumables appropriate to the demand of the service provided in the occupational unit. You ensure adequate supervision of students when rotated into the perioperative unit. Cardiac theater, we don't need that crowd. So when patients and when students and other allied medical personnel are coming around, we need to inform the theater manager so that she can plan for those who can enter the theater or use the screen when necessary. You develop an awareness of mid-skill, providing mentoring and supervision for staff as required, enabling the continued progression of professional development within the perioperative unit. We participate in annual performance reviews and individual development plans for perioperative team members. We in theater, we do not leave just our nurses We monitor them, and the appraisal performance is equally important. We come to the customer service. We are here to manage and coordinate the care of the patients during their perioperative experience, and we develop and maintain an environment conducive to high-quality patient care. Sometimes the patients enter the theater and they are already scared. So it is up to us to maintain the environment to be homely, for them to be relaxed. That will enable the surgery to go on smoothly. You develop an environment again which recognizes and supports a customer focus. If the customer comes and he doesn't know anything about theater area, sometimes it's very strange to them. So we need to go to the ward as peri-ops, talk to them, plan, and if there is enough time, you bring them up to the ICU to see the gadgets, and if possible, some few machines in the theater to relax them. Now, the teamwork and communication is very necessary in our setup in Africa. We need to coordinate with patients through liaison with the medical staff and other members of the multidisciplinary team, maintaining an open professional communication and respect. Many a times the surgeons will come around forgetting that the patient themselves has a role to play. If the patient says, I'm not going to undergo this surgery, you can't do anything. So we need to talk to them. Likewise, the other aspects of medical personnel. Uncle Van, as was here, is very, very necessary. We need to talk to the labs. They should be around. The ICU should be ready. Even the orderly who will be cleaning the place is equally important. Utilize management and control interventions in times of emergency response to critical incidents or crisis. And we need to ensure nursing staff work within their legislative boundaries and conduct nursing activities in a safe and ethical manner. Nurses are nurses, so we don't need to go beyond our limitation that will end us in trouble. So we always need to be reminded of our boundaries. This picture reminds me of the perfusionist. Anytime he stands there, then you know that yes, maybe the surgery is keeping too long, or there's some venous return is not too good, or he's not happy about what is going on. So the team who work here explains it, because everybody has a part to play. We encourage the nursing staff to work to their full potential by delegating responsibilities and sharing knowledge. In our theater, for example, we know the potentials of all the nurses working there. So any case that comes or booked, we know this lady or that lady can be of good charge. We maintain appropriate records of equipment and resource management. Now, as we work in the theater, we don't leave your staff over the years without any training. There's continuous improvement in the care of patients and risk management as well. So here again, we identify and report clinical, occupational, environmental risks in the perioperative unit and work within the nurse unit management to minimize and manage any identified risk. Increasing nursing staff satisfaction is our #1 problem in Africa. It is not getting the nurses to the theater, but one of the most challenging aspects of it is being a nurse manager is how to effectively address or reduce the effect of the continuing shortage of nurses, especially in their respective facility or department. Working with your staff should not be like a zombie way of doing things. We need to care in their affairs. We need to train them. We need to do all that to make them stay. They should be happy. There should be that job satisfaction, and their retention will go on. Creating a positive performance-oriented culture. A nurse manager has a great influence in establishing a positive and performance culture by building an open communication with the staff and establish the standards of care. You need to build an alliance with your staff and members of the multidisciplinary team and ensure that each one feels valued and committed to the organizational goals. This picture shows some few of the old nurses after a hard day's work. The in charge was trying to take a picture and they said no, they are coming to support it because they believe in the organizational goals. Thank you.
The time when cardiologists were reviewing patients and send them, the patients, to the cardiac surgeons seem to have passed. They need to be part and parcel. After reviewing the patients, they stay on to discuss with the surgeons and possibly be around when surgery is going on, follow up the patients and manage the patients after surgery is what is important. Therefore, early realization of this and the importance of 100% integration of all the non-surgeon members of the team into the cardiac surgery team from the beginning is the beginning of wisdom. Thank you.